all ready, willing, and able to get another stack of swing and sweet spinning in the old AEF Juke Box of the air. In answer to your request, we've got records by Glenn Miller, Stan Kenton, Bing Crosby, and Artie Shaw. And record number 1 and request number 1 is a disc of Glenn Miller's. Here goes the nickel for Caribbean Clipper. Was Caribbean Clipper by Glenn Miller, played especially for Seaman First Class Bob of Staten Island Hart, Brad, Rip, Bruce, Jimmy, George, and Leroy at APO 939, and Private James Arnold at APO 88. And Stan Kenton and Anita O'Day are coming up. You know, every year we seem to get at least one crazy tune, but old 1944 really hit the jackpot. At the beginning of the year, people were singing Pistol Packin' Mama. Then they sort of eased over into a thing called Mersey Dotes, and then wound up with And Her Tears Flowed Like Wine. Requested by Bill, Whitey, Sloppy, James, Owens, Hank, and Ted at APO 702, a gang of Marine sergeants at Navy 128, nicknamed the Brow, Repulsive, Milkshake, Booby Trap, Pappy, Night Fighter, and the Pen, who writes a swell letter, Grizzly, Hardy, Goss, and Trumpet Blues Daily. Here it comes, fellas, And Her Tears Flowed Like Wine.
He would spend it on the pony. He would spend it on the girl. Buy his mother gin and roses for her poor headed curl. And when his wife said, "Hey now, what did you get for me?" he socked her in the chopper. Such a sweet, sweet guy was he.
And her tears flowed like wine. And her tears flowed like wine. She's the lady of that tomato. She's a busted Valentine. Told her mama, I told her that the man is dying of
she cussed him out. That two-faced guy, no, it's sure as good she fine.
Her tears flowed like wine. Yes, her tears flowed like wine. She's a real sad tomato. She's a busted Valentine. Knows her mama. I told her that some man is kind of right.
You know, we've had requests for Sweet and Lovely for a long time now, and for several reasons I haven't been able to answer those requests. The main reason being that it's an old song, and old records of it are almost impossible to get. But I'm happy to say that Bing's old record of it has been reissued. So for all of you who asked for it, here is Sweet and Lovely.
There's sweetness in the call of the woodland dove as his love song echoes through the trees. There's sweetness in the rose with its symbol of love floating on a summer breeze. But nothing can compare to the sweetness of the one and only one I love. Sweet and lovely, sweeter than the roses in May. Sweet and lovely, heaven must have sent her my way. Skies above me never were as blue as her eyes. And she loves me. Who would want a sweeter surprise? When she nestles in my arms so tenderly, there's this thrill that words cannot express. In my heart a song of love is haunting me. Melody haunting me. Sweet and lovely, sweeter than the roses in May. And she loves me. There is nothing more I can say. Sweet and lovely, sweeter than the roses in May. And she loves me. There is nothing more I can say.
And right about here, the usual 10-second rundown on requests. If you'd like to hear your favorite record, just drop me a line in care of GI Jive, Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. Well, let's see. One nickel left, so we'll invest it wisely in one of the best records Artie Shaw ever made. Dedicated to Private Bernard Nelson and the men at APO 920, Staff Sergeant Joe Denley and the gang at APO 726. It's Artie Shaw's old band playing Fantasy. I said, that was the last nickel, and wouldn't do me any good if I had another one, because time's up for now. I'll be seeing you next GI Jive time. Until then, this is Jill saying good morning to some of you, good afternoon to some more of you, and to the rest of you, night.
Don't you see that hurt?
Here's Jill and the GI Jive.
Hi, you fellas. It's time to jive a bit with music by the best bands on wax, which means time for GI Jive number 855. And this is Jill, about to take over the usual job of dropping the nickels for a tune or two. So make yourselves as comfortable as you can and join in on a chorus if we play one of your favorites. And I hope we will. Nickel number 1 gets set for its quick trip down the chute, and the tune it buys is by one Stan Kenton and his orchestra, Eager Beaver. Eager Beaver, Stan Kenton and his orchestra. at the request of Fred Hamilton and Ed Mitchell, a couple of Navy men. I hope you're listening, fellas. Now, a song for Sergeant John Turner of the Marines and for PFC Frank Jacovia at APO 716. According to their letters, they both are in favor of a repeat performance of the Glenn Miller record, I Got a Gal in Kalamazoo. And who isn't?
I got a gal in Kalamazoo. Don't want to boast, but I know she's a toast of Kalamazoo. Years have gone by, my how she grew. I liked her looks when I carried her books in Kalamazoo. I'm gonna send away, hopping on a plane, leaving today. Am I dreaming? I can hear screaming. Hi, Mr. Jackson, everything's okay. A-M-A-M-A-C-O. Oh, what a girl, a real tipperoo. I'll make my bed for that freckle-faced kid I'm hurrying to. I'm going to Michigan to see the sweetest girl in Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo. K-A-L-A-M-A-Z-O. What a girl from real Tipperoo. We're going to Michigan to see the sweetest girl in Kalamazoo. Zoo, 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 zoo.
It's GI Jive, fellas. A few records, a jukebox, and yours truly, Jill, with a couple more requests to go. But first, very quick thanks again for your wonderful cards and letters. I'm answering them as fast as can do, and those pictures are on the way. And say, how about another plug for pictures? Pictures of you, I mean. I'm working on the best darn pin-up boy collection you ever saw, so send me a snapshot of you, will you? Okay, that's a promise. You know the address. Jill, care of GI Jive, Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. Now, another request. Gosh, too many to even call them off, fellas. So for all who requested it, and also for those who wanted to and forgot to write, here's Bing Crosby singing, I'll Be Seeing You.
Chestnut tree, the wishing well, I'll be seeing you in every at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
Is in again, gang, this time in the form of Coleman Hawkins and his band. Just got this record the other day and found the following requests on file. It's for Simon Campbell at APO 980, PFC Kirk at 729, PFC Lewis Clemon at 986, and Private Gaines at APO 246. Latch on, fellas, to Honeysuckle Road. Nearly 15 minutes have gone by, which means time to start making way for the next program. Your requests are being worked on, fellas, so listen as often as you can, and we'll be playing it for you soon. Thanks again for writing, and if you can, be around tomorrow about the same time. Till then, this is your GI gal Jill saying good morning to some of you, good afternoon to some more of you, and to the rest of you, good night.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
GI Jill with GI Jive. Or if you prefer, GI Jive with GI Jill. Either way you take it, it turns out to be 15 minutes of the best in records requested by APOs and FPOs all over the world. And the good old AEF Juke Box of the Air starts its daily turn with a good one by Tommy Dorsey. Well, get it. Well, get it with a couple of special notes for PFC Dennis R. Saunders at APO 716. And now, fellas, a record new to the AEF Juke Box. It's that fellow with the, well, I don't know what kind of voice you'd call it. I guess Tony Pastor has one of the most individual voices on record. Here he is with that tune of many years ago, one that's due for right again, I'm Confessing That I Love You. And before I forget, it's dedicated to Marine Sergeant Johnny Smith at Navy Hospital 110. Here it is.
I'm confessing that I love you. Tell me that you love me too. I'm confessing that I need you. Honest, I do. Need you every moment. In your eyes I read such strange things. But your lips deny the truth. Will your answer really change things, making me blue? I'm afraid someday you'll leave me, saying, can't we still be friends? If you go, you know you'll grieve me. All in life on you depends. Whoa, guessing that you love me. Dreaming dreams of you and then I'm confessing that I love you over again. Am I guessing that you love me? Dreaming dreams of you in vain. I'm confessing that I love you. Confessing that I love you. Confessing that I love you all over again.
It's GI Jive, fellas, with requests going here, there, and everywhere. And here comes a short roll call for this next tune. Private John Rotondi at APO 244, Sergeant F.A. Nelson at APO 604, Sergeant Claude M. Harris at APO 465, and Lee Hockett. Well, here's hoping you're listening, because Judy Garland is all set to sing the song you asked for. Drop, drop, drop goes a nickel, and it's the trolley song.
With my high starch collar and my high top shoes and my hair piled high upon my head, I went to lose a jolly hour on the trolley and lost my heart instead. With his light brown derby and his bright green tie, he was quite the handsomest of men. I started to yen, so I counted to 10, then I counted to 10 again. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Zing, zing, zing went my heartstrings. From the moment I saw him, I fell. Chug, chug, chug went the motor. Bump, bump, bump went the brake. Thump, thump, thump went my heartstrings. When he smiled, I could feel the car shake. He tipped his hat and took his seat. He said he hoped he hadn't stepped upon the seat. He asked my name, I held my breath. I couldn't speak because he scared me half to death. Buzz, buzz, buzz went the buzzer. Pop, pop, pop went the wheel. Stop, stop, stop went my heartstrings. As he started to go, then I started to know how it feels when the universe plays.
The day was bright, the air was sweet. The smell of honeysuckle turned you off your feet. You tried to sing, but couldn't breathe. In fact, you loved him so you couldn't even speak.
Buzz, buzz, buzz went the buzzer. Pop, pop, pop went the wheel. Stop, stop, stop went my heartstrings. As he started to leave, I took hold of his sleeve with my hand. If it were planned, he stayed on with me, and it was grand just to stand with his hand holding mine. The end of the
And now, fellas, we come to the closing spot on today's Jive, which happens to be a Kay Kaiser record.
Evening, fellas. Hiya.
You see, gang? The only talking record in the world.
Hey, hiya, Jill. Still spending the nickels, I see.
Ah, they're really slugs, Kay.
What, you mean to tell me you're going to play one of our records with a slug? Well, I never heard of such a thing.
You got a nickel, Kay?
I never heard... Huh?
I said, have you got a nickel?
Slugs are convenient, aren't they? Say, okay, Jill, this one's on the old festa. Now, for Jimmy Alon at APO 729 and for you men at 322 and 927, let's push some sand. Yes, push it, child.
Winds us up for today, or does it? The man in there with the watch is waving his hands and saying, talk some more. Gee, I wish Kay hadn't gone away. Well, we'll talk about requests. As you know, if you've got a favorite record you'd like to hear, just drop me a note. Jill, care of GI Jive, Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. Still more time? Well, gee, I don't know. How are you? Now? Okay, fellas, that does it. This is your GI gal Jill saying good morning to some of you, good afternoon to some more of you, and to the rest of you, good night.